Welcome everybody to another episode of the Eden Hour podcast. I'm your host, Nifty Degenerate, or Nifty for short. Joining me today is the PR manager of probably one of the most exciting projects in the space right now. They're certainly doing well, given current market conditions. Very happy to hear. So please welcome Sneaky from the Sets.
What's
Is it,
going on, man? How are you? Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
dude? I'm glad you're able to come on, man. I've been looking forward to speaking with you, and this is going to be exciting.
Let's do it. As am I.
Sweet. So I actually want to start with I feel like I'm mispronouncing. Is it Sets, Cats?
It's
Do you
Cets.
guys
Yeah.
still say cats? Okay.
Yeah.
Cats. Okay. I have a couple cats, just full disclosure, everybody. So I've just been saying it wrong the whole time. So yeah, a little fucking brain fart for me.
No, you're good. You're good. Many people say it, man. We correct people in Twitter Spaces all the time, but it's gotten to the point where, like, even sometimes I call it Sets just for the shits and giggles.
No, I mean, it makes sense because cats was the original term, right?
Yeah,
It's
it
funny.
was. Yep.
Yeah, so I've been following the project like pre-mint. You guys had,
Oh, well, that's awesome. I didn't know that. That's really cool, man.
oh, dude, I love you guys, right? And so like I remember back then, James was I think like the head mod, and he was
Yes,
like,
James, the senior moderator. Yeah, shout out James for
dude,
sure.
yeah, big shout outs, James, man. So James also minted Drippies, which I used to work with Drippies, so he'd hang out in there every once in a while, and I'd be like, oh my god, legend, guys, we have a legend in the chat.
Yeah, James is a legend, man. He's been with the community like since, I mean, probably before January. I like stepped into the scene in December, and when I met James and saw him, I was like, man, this guy can like DJ and build a community, and he's a really good human being for sure.
Agreed. Yeah, he's a good dude. Those DJ sessions were epic, bro. Those
Yeah,
would
they
be
were
so
epic.
lit.
Like there were nothing that I've ever seen. Like I had traded ETH NFTs and Sol NFTs for like a little while, and I did a lot of my due diligence to try and find like a community. I kind of figured out after like about a month of studying a small breadth of the ecosystem, like where I wanted to be, and I realized quickly that I wanted to be with a community that had some sort of uh, difference to it. You know what I mean? Like I felt like a lot of people were waiting for announcements all the time in these ETH and Sol projects.
Mhm.
And like there was nothing that I could really hang my hat on and be like, yo, I want to park my money here. And like I want to vibe out with this community, and I want to be a part of something that I can help build. And when I saw in January, I think actually February, maybe early February, like February 10th or something, is when I had my first message in the Cats Discord.
Oh, nice.
Like I saw what was in there, and I was like, wow, man, like
Yeah.
this project is not even minted out yet, and they're already handing out thousands of whitelists, and the Discord was just functioning in a manner that I hadn't seen before. It was just too epic to pass up. So yeah, shout out James and shout out Cats, and yeah, I mean it's been a wild ride for the past few months for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I believe it, man. So I'm going to back up here a little bit. I want to get kind of your background. What were you doing before you got into Web3? It sounds like you were dabbling a little bit in ETH. So I guess even before that, what's your
Yeah.
background?
So, like on a personal level, I went to university originally to become a dermatologist. So I wanted to be a doctor, but like I sidelined that for a while, did a whole bunch of stuff, ended up going back to school, and went to university for software engineering with the track in Java. Around 2016, I did level 1 IT help desk stuff. And then around 2017, I got promoted to systems administrator and worked alongside like the network engineers, basically keeping the lights on for IT operations of a global healthcare organization.
Oh, cool.
Primarily handled like incident resolutions and service requests and such.
Sure.
So
That's like the ticketing stuff, right?
exactly. Yeah. So IT
Sure.
enterprise application deployments, system configuration changes, LAN, WAN, hardware upgrades, monitoring, dashboards for America, EMEA, Europe, Middle East, and Africa,
Sure.
Australia, China, Iceland.
Nice.
And then day-to-day consisted of using tech like Active Directory, Azure, PowerShell, SQL Server, Jira, Confluence.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Windows,
you're in there.
Meraki, all that stuff.
Very cool. Okay. So that's kind of you ended up going to school for that and then getting a job as well. And you said that was around 2016?
Yeah, about 2016, 2017. So I lived in South Jersey for a good 5-6 years, and I just moved actually back down to Orlando. I want to say like a year and a half ago, maybe a little less.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But most of the time that I did this part of my life in regards to Web 2 was in Jersey. Yeah, but I'm still doing technical consulting and like business development, working from home for a few different clients.
Oh, very cool. Yeah, I was a tech recruiter, so some of these terms and stuff that you're talking about, I'm familiar with just
Yeah.
based on that.
Yeah,
We used to
gotcha. I
hire.
definitely worked with a lot of recruit. That was a great way to find a job actually in the tech field was
Yeah.
because I mean it's so saturated and it's difficult like on LinkedIn to find. I found some jobs definitely, and I still
Mhm.
do on LinkedIn, little side gigs and things like that. But the recruiting side of it has always been a positive thing. I've been able to like find long-term jobs through like technical recruiting for sure.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we used to kind of stock LinkedIn, Dice, all that, just to kind of get understandings of people's backgrounds, and then we'd reach out. So, yeah, shout outs to recruiters. I was a recruiter for a very long time,
Yeah,
and
for
so
sure.
it's cool that I'm glad you've got some benefit from it. So you were in this tech space. I guess when did you start getting interested in blockchain and Web3? 2016 is probably a little early. I don't know if you're interested back then, but I'm assuming around the 2017, 18, right? Like everybody else, or
Yeah, I mean, so I got laid off from the organization that I was with. I was like the last member of my immediate family to like get canned basically during
oh
COVID.
no,
So I want to say what year was COVID hit? Was it 19, 2019?
19, kind of early 20, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, like right around March.
Right.
So I like put some money away. Thankfully, I had like 6 months to 12 months saved.
Oh, solid.
And yeah, like I had my finances right, but at
Hmm.
the time it was difficult to find a new job. So I started doing my own thing on the side. And I was like, I've always been somebody to like be on eBay or just to hustle and
Hmm.
figure it out regardless.
Love that.
I guess to make a long story short, I kind of dabbled with, I think it was Top Shots. I forget when Top Shots came out. I know you and I had a brief conversation before this about it. But I didn't like find it all too appealing. It was difficult to get packs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I actually started mining Ethereum, did like a headless Linux mining rig, and like that brought me a little bit of income. And then
Yeah.
what I also did was like I started to flip stuff. Like I had a bot that I ended up finding in a group to like purchase Xboxes, this and that and
Oh,
such.
cool.
Um, and then I want to say December is when like 2021 is when I like made the actual transition into the NFT space.
I see.
Yeah, so I had time off. Like I ended up getting like a full-time job again eventually within the year after
That's awesome.
COVID.
Hmm.
And then there was a time where I was working from home during Christmas, and I had a lot of meetings were canceled because people didn't want to work.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
I completely understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, well, what do I want to do? Like, what can I do on the side? And I had stopped playing video games. I'm an avid video game player. I used to play, every nerdy game under the sun.
Oh, really?
But I had stopped playing video games heavily, and I kind of wanted to entertain myself and like, create some value of it. And I was like, well, actually, one of my good buddies, Paul, shout out to Paul. He just had his wedding a few months ago. He had a PFP of an Ethereum project. This is actually crazy thinking about this on Discord. And I
Uh-huh.
saw it and I was like, man, I really want to start studying this stuff again.
Yeah.
So I took some time and I actually spent about a week or two, and I didn't even buy a project. I realized how the space had, I mean, hey, and I hate to say it, so many rugs and so much like
Mhm.
fictitious promise, like false promises and stuff like that.
Sure, and then just straight up scams too? Like,
Yeah,
I
straight up scams. So like
yeah.
I'm always one to kind of take a seat back and absorb. Like I do it in the Twitter spaces all the time. Like I try my
Mhm.
best to like provide input where I can, but at the same time listen to what the ecosystem is telling me to kind of get a breath of what the hell's going on.
Mhm.
Um, so I didn't pull the trigger at all until I want to say sometime in January. I bought my first two projects on Solana. I was in Bounty Hunter Space Guild and then Solana Money Boys.
Oh,
Um,
cool.
yeah,
Shout out to Money Boys. I
shout out to
love
Money
those
Boy
guys,
OX,
man.
man, for
Yeah.
sure. And the
Yeah.
Bounty Hunter Space Guild too. They're underrated as hell, and their alpha and their DAO is incredible. So
Oh, cool. I need to check it
yeah,
out.
I spent some time there, and then I flipped. Learned how to do that. Figured out like price action and such on
Mhm.
Solana and Ethereum as well. Um, and I had kind of like my portfolio half and half, almost like right down the line, like 50% ETH, 50% Sol. And
Oh, cool.
I couldn't. I use like icy tools basically on each
Mhm.
side, and I figured out how to like flip during reveals and stuff like that. But I just didn't like it. I didn't like it. Got kind of like you have it's this whitelist meta where you're hunting for all these whitelists and you're flipping and flipping and flipping, and you
Yeah.
get crazy and you're like, dude, I just want to relax. Like I want to be with communities that I fuck with, and
Mhm.
like, that I
Totally.
vibe with, and that like it wasn't what I wanted. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like I said, Bounty Hunter Space Guild, Solana Money Boys, I parked myself there, and like I grew with that community. And then probably around late February, maybe I want to say, or mid February. I don't know if you know Sam, the founder of Infinity Serpents.
Sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So shout out Sam for sure. That's the
Yeah.
homie.
Big
Him
ups.
and all the moderators, man. I love the Doge. Shout out Doge.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Even Bolty, I know Bolty a little bit too. Shout out to
Yeah,
Bolty.
Bolty, dude.
Yeah, yeah,
Like legends, absolute legends.
for
So
sure.
Sam, he's a great dude. He was started to host like auctions in their native token ICE.
Oh, okay.
And at the time I was a whale. I had like, I don't even know, 20 serpents or something like that.
Oh, nice.
And it kind of gave us access to like, a few backdoor channels where we could have like a smaller portion of the whitelist that were provided to
Nice.
people who were whales. And then,
Sure. Yeah.
like a normal holder could get whitelist as well. And it got to the point where he was, like I said, auctioning these things in the native token. And myself and a few other individuals had side chats, like looking into projects, like, yo, what's the next move? Like, what are we going to do? How are we going to do it? What's up?
Mm-hmm.
So eventually I was able to secure what I like to think of as like the trifecta: Hawksite, Astrals, and then Cets. And
Yeah.
yeah, so that was,
Bro,
you know,
at the time, for sure, that is the fucking trifecta for
I
sure.
was like,
Those
that
were
was a fucking trifecta. I was in
yeah,
Cozy House, shout out Cozy, and
yeah,
like
yeah.
I was
Big
learning
ups.
a lot, man, absorbing a lot. And I was like, what's the next move? Because like I had a small investment in like my capital. I didn't want to dump too much in it because I didn't, the market's so volatile, and I was like, I don't know.
Shit.
Like how much I want to put in, if it goes to zero, how much am I willing to lose, kind of thing. So it was only like a few $1,000s. It wasn't much. It was like a very light stack, but I knew I didn't want to continue to pump money in there because I was afraid, hey, man, this could go to zero, and I got people to take care of at home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, want to say I ended up figuring that out, and then my idea was, okay, like I'm gonna flip Hawksite, I'm gonna flip Astrals, and then I'm gonna park myself in Cats for like the rest of eternity. And then like I don't want to get that. I saw James and I saw what was going on, and I was like, I really want to be a part of that. Like I want to have a PFP that I love, and I want to like build a community that like I would work tirelessly for and be engaged with, to like be in the Web3 space. I was like, that's the end goal. I want to find something, because I feel like a lot of people in our generation have this feeling where they don't like to be told what to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
for
like,
sure.
kind of like the business politics, regardless of organization, is a whole bunch of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And like you have these ideas that you want to implement, and you have to go through like 1,000 things to get to the answer, which is typically no.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah. All the red tape,
all the red tape,
Yeah.
budget, and then project management is shit, and it's like it was a headache. So like I knew I kind of wanted to transition out, although I'm not fully transitioned. Like I knew that was kind of what I wanted to do, and the stars and moon aligned, man, and somehow, thank God, I was able to get to the place where I'm at now. Like I envisioned where I wanted to be. I didn't know it was exactly going to be like PR manager, but I'm like excited as fuck to be this. Like this, it's almost a dream come true. It's might sound corny to say, but
no,
like, I love
not at all.
communicating with people, bringing people together, and just like pushing positivity, man. And that's my thing.
Oh, bro, for sure. And like just touching on like the fact that you say it's a dream come true. Like, yeah, I used to tell people people who say like, oh, you have to enjoy what you do for your job. Like you got to be passionate about it. I used to think that was bullshit. Like you know what I mean? Like, no,
like,
your job
like,
is your job.
It don't exist.
Job is your job. You do it so that you can enjoy time outside of work, right? Like that's my thing. You need the money, so fucking do a job, right?
Yep.
You don't have to fucking enjoy it. But like now that I'm in a role that I enjoy and in a space that I enjoy, especially Web3, like it's so totally different, man. Like my whole outlook on life is just different. And it has a lot to do with me enjoying what I do. So shout outs to those people who tell you, hey, like you should really try to find something you enjoy to do for a job. Like it's important. It's important. I mean, if you think about it too, like you spend the majority of your week, majority of your day during the week fucking working, right? So like if you're miserable like doing something, like your overall like quality of life.
With lots of constantly shit. You go to sleep with your head on the pillow and you're like, man, I don't like this, and like you don't know what's going on, and like what's end goal, and you kind of have an idea, but at the same time it's like you're not like truly fulfilled.
Yeah. No, it's funny because I feel like people who are just kind of trekking along, not really like looking forward to like being passionate about something. Like they don't know, right? But once you're on the other side, you can see it. It's like, oh shit, like I can't
It's
believe I used to
surreal.
live
Yeah,
that way.
it's absolutely surreal. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's every single day I try to, help build the Cats brand, help build my brand, push forward Solana in general, and it's a crazy time to be in. It
Oh
really
my
is,
gosh.
and like
Yeah.
everyone that supports myself, Cats, Magic Eden, you know what I mean. At the end of the day, we're all in the same boat. We're all trying to,
Mhm.
make it and work hard to work together.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, man. So I'm kind of curious, like when you got into Web3, like were you working with projects in any capacity, or were you just kind of in the community, just vibing out? Like,
Yeah, just in the communities vibing out,
yeah.
honestly. Like I hadn't gotten like a moderator role or anything. It was just a holder. And I was trying to, like I said, trying to figure out where I wanted to park myself and develop something. Like I didn't know what that something was going to be,
Hmm.
right? But like I knew it was going to be something where I could pivot into Web3 and kind of have like almost a full-time job. And I feel like, basically almost there.
Yeah, no, that's incredible, man. Full time is sick. I was doing the Web 2, Web 3 thing for a while, and that got a little draining. So
Yeah, like
shout out.
super training. Oh my
Oh
God.
yeah,
It's
I can
absolutely
imagine.
training. Yeah.
Yeah. So shout out to Magic Eden. I work more than I ever did in my Web 2 job, but I enjoy it. So
Hell
I
yeah.
think the trade off is fair. So then I guess like when did you realize that you have like a knack for PR? Because PR is so important in the space, and I'm sure you work closely with like your community managers, right? You're the project teams for
Everybody,
Cats.
yeah. I try
Yeah.
to connect everyone. I mean, I guess ever since I was a kid, like I knew how to, I think, bring people together, make people happy, and
Hmm.
kind of just like be that person that in any kind of conversation is able to bring people together without like with diffusing situations, like keeping the
Hmm.
vibe on check.
Sure.
Um, and I even in college, like I was like, man, I kind of want to do communication, but at the point that I was at, I had so many credits. I was like, I can't transfer these into communication because there's none that fill the gaps, and I'm not going to go back to school for another 4 years
Yeah. Yeah.
to do this. But I think I've always, I mean, I could talk to a wall. I love bringing people together and just
Yeah.
connecting with individuals. And I think, it's been received so far very well with the community and Solana. I mean, people like are telling me every day, keep doing what you're doing. Like, if you need anything, let me know. And like, I share the same sentiments towards everyone else. So, I mean, it's just a day-to-day thing, man.
Yeah,
Great
no.
pleasure.
Yeah, yeah. So was Cats kind of where you figured out like maybe I want to do this somewhat professionally? Like,
Oh,
yeah.
absolutely. Oh, 100%.
Oh wow, very good. So I guess who from the team kind of picked you out and was like, hey, this guy's is good at this.
Oof. I mean, originally I was a whale with cats, so I don't
What?
know how I was able to mint 11 of them. I had like 20 tabs open, and I was
Yeah,
just mint, 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 mint,
yeah.
mint, 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 and I
Their
was able.
public like wasn't like
It was tough, bro. I was yelling. I was like pissed. I was right when the load bar was at like 80%. I was like, dude, I'm fucked. Like, I'm not gonna make cats, and like I'm so upset.
yeah.
But like by the good graces of God or whoever's looking after me, and like I was able to get 11 out of it, and I was like,
That's
wow, this is
so
insane.
solid. Yeah.
And
I mean,
I had
their
belief.
public didn't go like immediate, right? Like
Yes.
they did a good job mitigating bots. Like
But even for the OG tokens, it was hard to mint.
oh, bro, I still have mine in my fucking wallet.
That's what I'm saying.
I
It was,
minted public. I couldn't mint OG. It didn't work for me.
yeah.
So as much as we love you,
So
Cats, like
bro. You know
yeah,
how it
yeah,
is. It
yeah,
was a
yeah,
it was a
yeah.
struggle, dude.
For sure, for sure. And I'm like, fuck, dude. Like I have fucking whitelist. Like why the fuck can't I mint this?
That's my
Um,
sentiments
yeah,
exactly.
yeah, yeah. It didn't work out. And I think there was like issues with the network that day too.
There
So like
was, yeah, Pueblo actually
totally
like had a mirror link. So there was like two links
right.
that
Yeah,
pointed
yeah.
to
I
like
remember
where
that.
you could mint.
Right, right,
And I
right.
was using both of them, and
And
it
both of
was
them
pretty
didn't work for
hard.
me as far as for the whitelist link. But luckily, I was able to mint during public. But then, very unluckily, I sold it for like 5 fucking souls.
I did the same thing too, man. I paper handed all 15 of them at 6, like within the next week, and I was like, "What the fuck am I doing? Like, this is where I want to be for a long time. Like, I can't
Yeah.
believe I did that."
No,
So I,
me too. Like
yeah,
I genuinely enjoyed the community.
yeah,
I was working a lot. Like this was again around the time Drippies was going to mint. So like I was very busy, but any chance I got, I'd jump into the Cats Discord. Like
yep.
it's just always a vibe. So
My
like I
wow.
like wanted to hold it. Like I knew I wanted to hold it. Like I'm just a paper hand, bro. Like I fucking
We
paper
all are,
handed the
man.
hell.
Hey, it is what it is.
Yeah, and it was like somewhat rare. It was the the cowboy hat with the Solana
logo, the
logo,
gold
and
Solana
it was a
logo.
matching. I had the chain as well, so
Yes,
it was like a
yes.
matching set. I was like, fuck.
Dude, I paper handed a naked Stuckers with a hat and the gold chain for like 6 SOL.
Yeah.
And like I kill myself every day. Like, man, I wish I still had that guy. Like, why did I get rid of that? But
Yeah. So, and then like as with anybody who's really bad at trading, I got back in, bought a devil horn at 80 and a fucking a tuxedo at 65. So that that's
yeah,
what you get. You sell at 5, you get back in at 80. So
it is what it is,
the
man.
world goes around. Yeah, man.
Yeah. So I guess back, like, circling to the question was like, who kind of saw what was up, and like very quickly, like I had been in, like we had said in as well, like pre-mint in there with James and like messing with the community, talking to Pablo, talking to the holders and such. And then like a bit after mint, when I had the whale tag with the silly little whale emoji,
I love it. Yeah.
Pablo was like, yo, like, you're my favorite whale. And I was like, yo, fucking Pablo said I'm his favorite whale. Like, this is fucking sick.
That
And
is.
then I went and paper handed all my fucking guys. So it started with Pablo, shout out to Pablo, man.
Big ups, man. Nice.
Yeah, 100%. And I want to say, so we have a Discord mod. His name is Gregorian. Like, he was actually in my DMs a lot. Like, he realized quickly, and so did James, that like I had a lot of good ideas on the PR side, and I can mess around with Photoshop just like anybody else. Like, do a little bit of After Effects work and stuff like that, making GIFs, like silly stuff, man. But things to keep the community engaged and ideas to make people happy, like and statements to write on Twitter, and like silly stuff to post that everyone was posting to like increase happiness.
There it is.
Yeah, man, exactly.
Come on.
Like I literally write the word cats 60 times, and then the engagement is ridiculous. Like, it's so it's
no, that's
insane.
the best part, right, about that community for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, shout out Greg, shout out Pablo. Like, those probably were the two biggest people initially. At one point, Greg was like, dude, like, why haven't you submitted like a resume? Like, you should have my job. And I was like, bro, I'm not trying to take your job away. Like, I kind of just got caught up into the whole like PR thing, but not officially, right? Like, I was just pushing Sneaky, my brand and the Cets brand. And like, I had figured to myself, like, I don't want to send a resume. I kind of just I was so like into it, dude. Like, like this, where it was like, I don't want to do anything that I want to do other than what I want to do.
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
and
which is, I mean, come on, man. Sometimes you got to go for what you want, right?
Yeah.
No, that's incredible. So, I guess like for me, it's hard to describe the way that the community was cultivated. It seems so intentional and planned, and like, you know what I mean? There's such a cohesiveness to everybody on the team, but at the same time, it's like it's sort of degen, right? So I'm like, you know what I mean? So like, I'm trying to think, like, is it just all of you guys just being really talented and coming around this like one cause, or do you guys have a lot of
Pablo understanding how to facilitate that and grow that? Yeah.
Incredible. Yeah. I've always wondered, I was like, man, are these guys really good at coordinating? Like, the brand is so cohesive. Like, you know what I mean? And anybody you talk to has got the same energy. They've got the same enthusiasm for the community and for the project. Like, I love that, like, Pablo was able to pick out you guys and really grow the brand. And now, like I said, like, we're in a bear market, right? I mean, unfortunately, I mean, if you guys didn't know, we're in a bear market. I hope I wasn't the one to break the news.
Well, all going to zero.
Right? Most of my shit, bro. I was like, oh, Web3, I'm fucking doing well. And now it's like, oh, my
now we're all down bad. The engagement's down bad and everybody's miserable. Yeah.
Bro, yeah. Just trying to survive now. But in this environment, you guys are doing very, very well. And I think, obviously it's attributed to this cohesiveness I'm talking about, this brand building that you guys have done. And Pablo, right? We love Pablo. We are all Pablo. Like, it sounds like he really did a great job picking you guys out. So yeah, like I said, I'd always wondered, I like, was it this very planned thing, or was it just you guys found each other?
I think it was a bit of both. Like, originally the team, from my understanding, was somewhere, I mean, from what we know, right? Because it's so secret, everything. I think the team from like what the public knowledge was like less than 10, or like somewhere around. Like, if you go on the website, you could see like the original like team, and it's like 10. And now, today, I think we're roughly at 30 people, like, working with Cats paid,
Sure.
But it's like you said, Pablo had this vision and executed on it well, and kind of ingrained this mentality into people, like, fuck floor price. We don't give a shit about the floor. I mean,
yeah.
of course you do, right? Like let's be honest, right? Like, we're
Yeah, of
not
course.
trying to be like a 0.10 collection and be irrelevant. Of course you care about it, but the mentality of like, that's what's not important. What's important is like, and we joke about this shit all the time. Oh, community first. It really fucking is, man. Like,
For sure.
everybody, the holders are what make things good.
Agreed.
Aside from Peblo, the vision, and then of course the lore and the value that he provides, whether that be entertainment, or monetary, whatever it may be. The community as a whole, like, it's been incredible to see how we've done, and I feel so much every day that, like, I owe so much to everybody, holders, Peblo team members, to get where we are today. I even tweeted about it today because people have been giving me flowers for the past while, and I tweeted today, like, yo, it's not about me, man. It's about us. Like, it's about everything that everybody does every single day, and putting in the work to get to where we're at today. It's like a chain is only as strong as its weakest link.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. No, and you guys are a special group of people, man. So again, shout outs to what you guys are doing. Shout outs to you.
Thank you very much.
Being a PR manager is not easy, right? Yeah, I'm sure it wasn't always a smooth sailing. I know that there's like waves of FUD, as with anything, including Solana itself.
Yep.
So in those times, I know that it's not easy, right? Being a community manager, I'm on the receiving end of some of that stuff as well. How do you handle that? I mean, what is your approach? My approach is very degen. If you're being constructive, I'll be like very nurturing and like, try to help you out. And if you're being a dick, I'm going to be a dick right back. Right. So that's like my brand.
Honestly, bro, I feel the same way. But at the very same time, I'm more vocal in the Twitter spaces, but on like Twitter and of itself, I don't want to get into beef with people. Like, I tell people in the spaces too all the time. It's like, you only have so much energy, bro. And I think I tweeted today, I was like, what did I say? Focus on the signal, like tune out the noise. Like, there is so much noise on crypto Twitter and in Discord of FUD. This is a rug, slow rug. This is garbage. Like, people are assholes, cats are. But like, you get that in any community, whether that be in
anything.
Web3, NFT project, or if you're in college or in elementary school. You know what I mean? It's like, it's the same shit. There's drama everywhere, and I truly believe that, like, we have this circle of influence, and we have to focus our energy in a way in which where it's going to position myself in a place of a positive light, and continue to work in that direction. Because if you focus on the FUD, like, you can kind of change people's minds or perception, but at the same time, it's such an exhausting amount of energy, and there's so much other shit that's important that you do. That was, I mean, you know how this space is, man. Just boom, 24 hours, nobody remembers shit, and everyone's
for sure. Of course. Yeah. No, and so I wanted to touch on that too, because I had joined a spaces you were hosting earlier this morning, and Birdmon had come on. Shout out to Birdmon. I used to work with him as well. Birdmon had come on, and he was talking about taking time away, and Buckets was talking about like, if you need to take the time away, if it's going to rejuvenate you, if it's good for your mental health, you need to do that, right? Take the week, take the month, like what you need to do. And my thinking was, yeah, but that's almost a reaction, right? I think like we could be a little bit more preemptive about it as a space overall. We could be kinder to each other, because like you said, there's so much negativity sometimes. And it's like, guys, like, we don't need to be this way. We can be a bit more understanding. Like, we're all human beings. Like, I feel like everybody's reaction in this space, it's like the very extreme negative. There's no like, hey, maybe this is what's going on, or there's no level of like trying to understand.
Yeah, the in between is not. It's like this,
highs and lows. Yeah. And so I remember thinking that vividly. I was like, man, like, for sure, if you guys, if you're feeling burnt out, which I know everybody I've ever worked with in this space, yes, but eventually people burn out. Like, you got to take the time for yourself and step away. But at the same time, like, I think we could all, as a space, be a little bit more nurturing and maybe like preemptively prevent some of this burnout and some of this negative energy that gets thrown around all the time.
I agree with you, man.
Man, for sure. And so, okay. I wanted to touch on now your brand. Just today I saw, we're bringing up a lot of people in this space. You're well connected. So shout out to Amy Street. Just today,
Amy's the homie for sure,
bro. So I like met her IRL, but like it was like a very drunken night and I was just sharing an Uber with her. So I didn't get to like meet like, hey, I'm Nifty, I'm Akash, like nice to meet you.
Yeah.
But I know Amy and like, she's very good friends with like the ME folks. Like, we love her. We love it,
Yeah.
Amy. So just today I'm seeing a tweet from her talking about you, talking about how bullish she is about you.
Bullish on. Okay.
She's bullish on you. She spent some time with you in New York. So
Yeah.
it sounds like you're getting really involved outside of Cats as well. Like you're really involved in these spaces, you're hosting a lot of them. So tell me about like your brand and kind of like what you have going on as far as like your personal growth.
So yeah, shout out Amy for sure. She's the homie. She's like to help me get connected with so many people in the space. She's a hard motherfucking worker. Like she kills it. And like she had retweeted something that Thinks had posted about me, and like
I saw that too. I was like, dude, all these I saw today, and I was like, this is a perfect day for me to be able to.
I was almost in tears today. I swear to God, I was like,
man.
holy shit! Like Thinks had posted something, and then like people were DMing me and stuff like that. And like I get it a lot, but like today was like almost like a wave of people like, yo, like we talked to Sneaky, like things for Cats are looking up, this and that. And it's been wild. Like going to New York really solidified my my feelings on the ecosystem and the people in charge of projects, founders, developers, this and that on Solana. So I guess personal brand, it's something simple. It's just like, hey, I didn't really ever expect to be this, and I'm kind of figuring it out as time goes on, right?
Sure.
So it's like, I'm trying to marry my brand with like what's going on with the Cats, right? Because like what you see, it's disgusting. Like I wouldn't follow me. How many tweets I put out, retweets I put out, and this and that. But shout out to Frank. Frank is the fucking homie, D Gods. He had said something on, I believe it was the Mark Colser podcast. Shout out Mark too, about how Cats, like, how do I say this? I'm stuck. I'm having a brain fart.
Dude, it's cool. I've had a few throughout this conversation.
Nah, dude, I'm like with being at NFT NYC, the whole COVID brain thing. Like, luckily I didn't get it, but
that's got to be real. Yeah.
I just thought of Frank, so now I have these images in my head. It's tough. Like, what were we even talking about? Can you reel me in? Do you remember? I don't remember.
Yeah. No, so essentially I was just trying to figure out, like, it sounds like you're really ingraining yourself into the space in like a deeper level, because like, you could be hands off, or you could be just kind of in the Cats Discord, or whatever, right? But you're like hosting these spaces and kind of nurturing these conversations around different things, and I feel like that is kind of like you growing as a person and as a brand as well for yourself. And so I'm just kind of curious as like what your vision is for that.
Okay, I think it's to increase mass adoption for Solana, man. That's my vision. That's my vision, right? It's to connect people and kind of just create this level of positivity that like is annoying. This is what I was gonna say. So yeah, Frank said like he fucked with Cats because like the people who could be the loudest and the noisiest and the happiest like is gonna shine through light and day. I mean, you know how like D-Gods are all over the fucking place. You have the primates now or whatever. So like originally that's like how my brand, I guess you could say, was built. This is where I'm at. Thank you. You're helping me.
No, you're good, dude. This happens to me all the time.
Annoying as possible to make everyone and their fucking mother know, like, yo, the Cats are here to fuck, and like we're here to like take over and like make this shit work, and like that's basically what I was trying to get at.
No. I love that. Yeah, I love that. So like really, to me, it sounds like you're just trying to be a positive voice in this space outside of the Cats, of course.
Exactly. It's that simple for me. It's just to bring people together, man. Because like in time, especially like times like this with the bear market, everyone's crying and whining and this and that. It's like we could host spaces about the dumbest shit, and then we could host, we have these gigabrains that come in. I mean, you saw this morning,
it was such a good conversation.
It's life. It's life. It's just like, you don't always have to be so serious, and you don't always have to be so silly. It's just like, you got to find that ebb and flow and just work with it. And that's what I'm trying to do, honestly, is just be there to support everyone. That's it.
Yeah, no, I love that, man. And it's like, for me, who's like, this is weird to say, I'm somewhat shy. Like I don't get involved in these spaces very often, and
Yeah.
so it's like I also want to be positive, and I also want to share this message. But like for you to go and do that, I think is special, and I appreciate you again as a
Thanks,
person,
bro.
as your own thing.
Don't make me tear up, man. Who's cutting onions in here?
No, it's true though. It's like it takes a special person, right? Because like
Thanks,
again,
bro.
you could be one of those guys. You host a space. If you want to say some negative shit, you're gonna have fucking 200-300 people joining your shit. You know what I mean? It's the
Yep.
easiest way to get people on there and
Yep.
blow up and get
Shout
followers,
out
whatever.
Alexander. We love you, buddy.
No comment.
No comment.
I fucking love
Nah,
that
we
guy
fucking
too.
love Alex.
Yeah, for sure. Shout out to Alex. But yeah, no, I mean, that's one way to do it. But I appreciate you kind of doing what you do, right? Because
Thank you very
it's
much.
like I said, it takes a special person.
I really appreciate that.
Yeah, man, for sure. All right, man. So I have to ask, and you feel free to not divulge, but like, you have any alpha for us? Like, what do we got? What do we got as far as the Cets that for the listeners of our ME podcast? Like, can you divulge anything at all?
Okay, so let me pull up the Cets website, and we're probably going to be blasted with this. Or let me put mute it really quick, and then I'll go back 1 second because this loud music comes on. Hopefully, this is muted. Is this muted? Can you hear me still?
I can hear you, but I can't hear the music. So I think that's
okay. Good. Perfect. God, it's just tough, bro. I always hate being put on the spot.
No. Okay. Hey, got it.
No, we're good.
You don't have to divulge.
I'll roll it.
Okay.
Everybody's seen the merchandise thing now, right? So Pablo had this video. I believe it was Cets holders, like 3 or 4 Cets holders that are in Hong Kong. Shout out them. I don't know them personally. I wish, now I'll try to reach out to them more. But he made this video with like the 313 hoodie, and like
so cool.
Cats merch and stuff.
Yeah.
And like that's coming very soon. I mean, you guys have seen the banner change on Twitter.
I did. Yeah.
It's Catnips, and what I can tell you is like Pablo is very involved with us, and even the name Catnips, like that was voted on behind the scenes. Like he's constantly showing us iterations of what merchandise he thinks he wants to produce, and then like nixing it and just like going through 20 iterations until he finds the perfect one and then deciding on that. So like, yeah, merchandise is coming. There's going to be a decent amount of it from what I understand, a few thousand pieces. And then it's going to be in the native token, Kreck. And then I want to say the shipping is going to be in USDC.
Oh, that's cool.
I mean, and like, hopefully Pebble doesn't get mad at me for this, but it's obvious, right? Like everyone knows it's coming. It's been there on the website forever.
Yeah, sure.
It's going to happen and it's sick. And like my favorite are the short shorts. Shout out to the short shorts that he picked out. I think everybody loves them. They're sick. So yeah, that's coming out soon.
Excited for it.
And that's obvious.
Right. And just pause. I like the merch that you guys are doing. I love that it's not just a logo that you're slapping on somewhere. It's very thought out. It's very intentional. It looks like it's going to be sick. I'm so excited for it.
It's very Cets on brand. Yeah. Like I voted for more stuff that had like the logo and the 313 on it. And I'm very vocal, and a lot of people weren't voting on what I voted on. I was like, yo, like this is like, if you guys want to take the W, like in the leadership channel, like this is the merch you need to pick. And then Peppo was like sneaky, like if you don't pick what I'm picking, like I'm gonna change the metadata on your PFP. And I was like, like, this is what we're going with. But I said something like I was trying to dilute it. I was like, man, like if we go with this, it's too much. It's kind of corny. I don't know. Like I don't know. It made to me it's a little bit cheesy. Like who would wear this? Like I feel like it needs to be toned down.
Yeah. And which I'm with you. I like simple stuff too. So I hear you.
Like, I want to wear stuff that isn't like so ridiculous. But like I think he did a great job of marrying that modern, relaxing, like normal, just typical whatever monotone colors with like the Cats brand, like the different stuff. Like you could see on the shirt that has like cats like, on it, and there's a We Are Peblo shirt or something like that that's supposed to be coming out as well. And yeah, Peblo told me like sneaky, like we're not toned down, it, like I know it, like we'll get to the point where like you'll like what we're coming out with. So yeah, that's
I'm glad it grew on you because I do like this stuff as well. Again, and I'm very simple. Like most of my shit is fucking monotone.
Yeah, and that's the thing with merch is like I don't want to wear all this NFT merch and be like, I don't know, but like I think he's doing a great job of it. I think what's gonna come out is gonna be sick. I think a lot of people are waiting for it. I mean, you see it on Twitter and the Discord every day. When merch. I even get it. People like I got pinged like 100 times today in the Discord. Like when merch, when 1-of-1 Magic Eden PFP.
There's
some alpha. I actually got some, and this isn't like crazy important, but it's just like a hype whatever thing is, I've been talking to a few of the marketing team members on Magic Eden, because LOL, everyone knows about the whole situation with us and the loudest community in Solana and whatnot. We won't dig into that one, obviously, but
I've no say. I have no say. I just want to put that
yeah,
out.
yeah. So I myself reached out because Pablo is always so busy to like a few
Sure.
one-on-one artists, and I had some great work done by some great people. But I wanted, with the current market status, we saw like what the primates did, like what I believe the Midnight Panthers had done with a one-on-one PFP, and I pinged Pablo when I was in New York, and I was like, dude, like if we got to give the community what they want, can we get an original artist to work on this? So like alpha on that is yes, guys, Cets holders, like there is it in the works, and I'm pinging Pablo every day. Like we're gonna get a one-on-one Magic Eden PFP, and it's gonna be sick.
Let's go. Let's go.
We're waiting on you, Pablo. Whenever you're ready, homie.
When, Pablo? When?
Yeah, when, Pablo, when.
Oh,
Um,
that's good.
and
No,
then
that's
I guess another topic of discussion. I won't go like into like exact dates or what's going on, but you look at the website, and this is what I'm trying to pull from is the website, because it's like what's obvious and like what can I touch upon. So
yeah.
you look at the legendary cats, and you could kind of see like what they are, right?
Sure.
So it's not easy, but he knows how to hide things very well. But there's gonna be like I believe a handful or maybe a little more of these cats that are like gonna be auctioned off, and I believe it's gonna be incorrect. Don't quote me on that, but look, everyone's gonna be looking at that soon, and I'm
Yeah.
not sure in like which way that'll be deployed in like weekly basis, monthly basis, or whatever. But like I know that a soon PM.
Bro, I feel like I'm gonna get you in trouble, man. This
Yeah,
is good. This is
I get in trouble every day, and it is what it is. This is what we got to do, though, you know?
let's go. No, hey, that's big news, man. I mean, those legendary cats are fucking cool. Like,
Yeah.
oh man, okay, I'm gonna look forward to that. I'm not a whale, but
Yeah,
I'll try to get in there, but throw a bit in, you know.
absolutely. And then I think, like I said, I'll try to touch upon what we're seeing. I don't know exactly what's going on with this whole PFP thing, but have you seen like the llama, like the ridiculous llamas that are all over the place now?
I've seen the llamas. I've seen what is their war cry, or whatever you
Oh
want
yeah,
to call
Booba Gabba Glab. It's
it.
ridiculous. Like I wake up every day and I'm like, what the fuck are we doing? Like,
It's the best shit, but it's
well,
fucking
it's so
hilarious.
troll. It's the best shit. Yeah, like
Yeah.
I don't understand. I was like, all right, like some days I'm like, I don't know if I mess with this. Like it's ridiculous, but then like
Yeah,
at
Sam.
some point you just got to be like, yo, fuck it. Like it is what it is, and like either you're with it or you're not with it. So,
Yeah, it's funny because when I first started seeing it, I was like a little off put because I was like saying it out loud, and I was like,
yeah.
what is
What
this?
does this mean? Like,
And
what
now when
the
I see
hell
it, I'm
is
like,
this?
yeah, let's fucking go. Like, oh man, cats have a way, man. I'm telling you, they
It's
just grow on
ridiculous.
people.
It's ridiculous. I mean, what I could say about it is like, I asked somebody the other day, like, who else has a llama? You know that like Pablo Rochat has a
Hmm.
like a llama PFP on Twitter.
Right. Yes. Yes.
What you guys want to take of that is the same thing that I'll take of that. I don't exactly know what's gonna happen, but
Yeah. Yeah.
you guys are along for the ride just as I am along for the ride.
Oh man, I got deep into the conspiracy
Oh, dude, I was writing
wormhole.
threads like a crazy person at one
Yeah.
point. I
Yeah.
was like
Yeah. Yeah.
dishing out the lore, conspiracy theories, this and that, and everybody in the like. Shout out to the COC marketing chat, man. All the homies that like we started with 5 or 10 people in there. Now we're at like 50, just pushing P in there. Like,
Oh wow.
oh man, they used to love it. And Sneaky, put the tin hat back on. We need a con thread. SMB Con used to make threads too,
Oh
and
yeah.
Pablo Rochat actually retweeted one of Con stuff. But yeah, it's been crazy, dude.
Yeah, man. No. I totally agree. The rise of the cats and their staying power in the ecosystem and the noise
Yes.
that they make and all the lore, and it's incredible. I mean, I'm such a fan of the project. I have no biases, guys. I love all projects,
Same,
obviously.
bro. I'm the
Yeah.
same way. I'm the same way. Like
Yeah, yeah.
I'm all for it. Just as long as you're not an asshole and you're not trying to do something bad. Like in the end, like L's are going to come and projects aren't going to succeed. But that's just the way it is. And people have to try their hardest and work their best at what they're doing. That's it.
Totally. And like I think like, we're going down another rabbit hole here, but I just
Yeah.
want to touch on it. Like I think it's very clear to see like malicious intent when it comes to stuff like
Correct.
that. And then
Yep.
like some stuff just doesn't work out, man. There's like a fucking ton of projects and
Yeah.
startups. If you want to think of NFT projects as startups, there are a ton of well-meaning, hardworking projects and project
Yes.
teams that just
Yep.
didn't work out, and that goes back to this very extreme negativity. Like guys, like sometimes it's not gonna work out. I hope you understand that. I hope the space understands that. That's okay. It doesn't mean the project teams are evil doesn't mean they're
Right. No, exactly. It just might mean that they don't have the resources that another project might have, or it just might mean that they're not as developed as people try to make it in the space. And like, you got to give people that, if they're trying their best, and they're not trying to really screw people over, like with, like you said, good intentions, and like, it is what it is.
Agreed. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I think again, like it's very clear to see malicious intent, and like right, like it's very clear to see like, okay, this is sketchy. But
Yes.
like a lot of times, like I'm a community manager for Magic now as well. Like people will come in and be like, hey, they haven't been in the chat for 2 days. Like they're rugging. Like this team is rugging. I'm like, guys.
So Pablo, did you see Pablo deleted the fucking announcements channel like 2 days ago?
Oh no, did he, bro?
He nuked it. He nuked it. Like, that's how much, like, we were. Oh man, he's a wild individual. Like, the stuff that he's doing is absolutely hilarious, man.
That level of trolling, like, oh man,
That's the level of trolling. Yeah, like,
only Pablo for sure. Because oh my gosh, if that was any other project, bro, Emmy's Twitter, Emmy's Discord, we'd get blown the fuck up. Like, oh my, you know what I mean? Like
I woke up the other day and it was like people were tweeting like, fucking announcement. Like, we don't need no announcement channel. Pablo deleted it, and I was like, what the fuck?
Let's go.
Let's go.
That's the best shit too.
Bullish, no announcement.
Yeah, that I again, guys, I'm bullish on the community, because when the announcement channels get deleted, it's a bullish signal. You know what I'm saying? Only cats for sure. Oh man. But yeah, I mean, I just wanted, like, give people a chance, guys. Like, okay. Give people time.
Do we want to reel it into enlightenment? Do we want to say maybe our piece about that?
Please, if you can.
So everybody knows that there's going to be enlightenment, and what is enlightenment, and like, what happens with enlightenment? So like, obviously, like, there's going to be a second collection of cats. Like, I'll break it to you, like, Pablo, sorry, you could change my metadata. It is what it is. I don't care.
We got the alpha boys.
Like, it's coming, right? It's coming. Yeah. And like, I can't give an exact date. I can't say, it's right now or then. Like, I have a general concept of understanding when it'll be. And like, I would like to say soon, TM, but I'm not going to tell you like tomorrow, the next day, 2 months from now, 3 months from now. Like, that's just not the case. But like, what I will tell you is like, you guys will be so fucking happy when you see the artwork for this shit, because it is incredible. He has been working so hard day in and day out, like, including the leadership team, and decision making, and kind of like showing different stuff and iterations. Like, the one thing I love about him is how ingrained he is in like making sure that he doesn't do everything by himself, and like allows us to see kind of what he's doing. And that's tough to fucking do, man, because like, shit like that gets leaked. Like, somebody eventually, doesn't just show you something on a phone. They'll like send it to their friend, and then their friend sends it to a friend. And then you're like, damn, bro, like this, like, like Frank is working on Duppies, and he's like, I don't want to like show the art until, mint day or whatever it is. Yeah. Like, you don't want these derivative projects to come out and like shit on the artwork, and like everything is, the surprise is over. So yeah, I mean, you guys are gonna like it. It's gonna be incredible, and like, I am very happy with the amount of work he's put into it, and the team has put into it together. Like, we have weekly meetings, three a week. We have a brainstorming meeting, a leadership meeting, and a team meeting, and we do, like, lessons learned, like how to move forward in the space, what worked, what didn't. And what he's building and how he's built it has been incredible to see, like, in such a short period of time.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, you have a lot to do with that too. You know what I mean? I got to say, we're all bullish on you. Amy's bullish on you. Thinks is bullish on you. I'm bullish on you. Like, like, it's
bullish on you guys. Bullish on Magic Eden, bro. Shout out to you guys. Treated me so well, honestly. When I was up there and I got to meet so many people, it was an incredible time. I had an amazing time in NFT NYC, connecting with a gaggle of individuals, and it was incredible, honestly.
Yeah. No, they're the ones who told me. They were like, "Yo, Sneaky is chill as fuck." I mean, and that was Diablo. That's my brother, but
Diablo, dude. Shout out Diablo, man. Yeah. So we did karaoke one night. It was like Jack was there, Tiff was there, Voli was there, Frank was there. Like, and that was so wholesome that I was able to be there and like sing karaoke and mosh. And I'm very blessed and humbled, man. Honestly, it's every day I wake up and I'm like, what the hell? Like, how did I get here? you know, but
Oh,
it's
same.
every day you gotta just that's why I'm telling you, push the positivity, be chill, like be willing to like be vulnerable and like, you know, everything is not perfect and, you know, just be yourself. Like I have it tatted on my arm. You saw the tattoo that I got or no?
No, I didn't actually. It
Let me
was
see if I can pull up the video camera and show you. You can't really see it that well, but you see how it's
Oh shit! Oh fuck! That's so cool.
and then I have be yourself here. So here it says rule breaker, game changer, be yourself. That's all stuff that Pablo wrote. And mind you,
Yeah.
this is my first tattoo. I got it in Miami.
Oh
And
shit!
then my grandpa passed away last year, and he used to say fantastic all the time.
Uh-huh.
So I added that as well.
I love it.
And it, yeah, I mean, that's how much I believe in it, man. Like I've been wanting a tattoo ever since I was really young, but it was more like a rebellious thing. And one
Yeah.
day we were in Miami because we hosted a Cets event in Miami like a month ago.
Mhm.
And me and James, because James is tatted head to toe. Like
Yeah.
everybody's like, yo, James, like people were telling me while we were at NFT NYC, like, yo, did they base the cats off you?
The Stucker cats. Yeah, that's funny.
Not the stuck, just the whole collection in general.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. There's way more
There's
tattoos.
tatted ones. There's tatted ones. Like, because James
Yeah.
has face tats, and dude, James is like, you look at him and you're like, oh my god, like no, dude, James is the most real, hardworking, like generous, like loving, real motherfucker on this planet. Like James is like my brother, man. Honestly. So one day I woke up and it was at the ass end of the Miami trip. Everyone pretty much had left, and I think I had stayed like a day or two more. And I woke up one day, I was like, dude, I'm just gonna get the tat. Like I'm gonna get it. Like I don't know what I'm gonna get. And then I actually designed it myself in Photoshop. Nothing crazy, of course, right? It's just a pinch
Sure.
finger emoji
That's cool.
and some words. But of course, like I wrote a thread about it, and it means a lot to me for sure.
Yeah, no, it's very cool. It looks good. It came out good. I'm glad you found a. It's kind of scary sometimes. I have tattoos, and all of them were kind of. I got them on the fly, and it's like,
Nice. Yeah, I think this is not going to be the last one. You know, I opened the can of worms, and I'm sure eventually, like it will be more. But for now, this is where we're at, and we'll keep it here.
yeah, no, it's good. Yeah, you can build over time. I've been getting tattoos since I was like 16, so I've just slowly kind of built it
Yeah.
up over. But it's just funny because like I've gotten tattoos when I travel and kind of spontaneously, and it's like so nerve wracking looking for like an artist or whatever that's going to do a good job.
We got lucky, man. We got really lucky.
Very good.
Thank you.
Whoever did it did a great job. It
Yeah,
looks
so
very
like
good.
I could do a little insert here too. Like I love the meaning behind things. I don't know if that's corny, but like I really enjoy like when there's meaning to stuff. And like so my background is Cuban American. Like my parents were born in Cuba. My mother was born in New York, but like my father and my grandparents were born in Cuba. And the tattoo shop that we ended up going to, it was called like 90 Miles Tattoo or something like that. It was in South I forget where it was, but it was in Miami, like South Beach, Biscayne area somewhere, I think.
Yeah, right.
And like I don't know if you're familiar, but that's how many miles it is from the southernmost point of the United States, from Key West to Cuba.
Yeah,
And the shop owner and the artist were Cuban, so like
that's awesome.
yeah, it was amazing. The artwork wasn't really expensive, and they did such a good job. It was a great way to end that trip, man. And I was like, at the time, that's when I got hired on officially too. So
Wow.
we were on our way to an event one night with like Daniel, Amy, James, like a whole bunch of cats, like 20 of us.
Oh, cool.
And
Was it a Cats event?
yeah,
Okay. I missed it. I was in Miami as well, but I was working, so I was doing a bunch of different shit. I missed that one. Damn it.
yeah. Shit, I don't remember what I was gonna say. What was I leading off with this one?
Oh no, you were saying you were in Miami. It was a great way to end the trip with the tattoo, and then you were.
That's basically it. Like, great way to end the trip. Like I had all the homies there with us, and yeah, I mean, I was. Oh, right. That's when I got the email, or not an email, Discord message from Greg, and he's like, "Yo, there's some rumors started to spread," and they're like, "Yo, just enjoy it. Like, have you heard the news?" And I was like, "What news, bro?" And I was like, "Wait a minute, am I gonna be like a mod?" And they were like, "Just wait for Tux to call you." And Tux is an SMB. And love Tux. Shout out to Tux. He's a COO for Cats. And we ended up linking up, him and I, after Miami. But like it was so much energy where I was like, damn, I'm gonna officially be on the team, and like to what extent?
Yeah.
And then Tux sat me down and we had a video conversation or on Discord, and he kind of laid out the new organizational structure. And I was like, holy shit! Like I am so fucking bullish on Cats. Like. And I'm here to stay, and I'm not going nowhere,
Let's fucking go, man.
Yeah.
You're not going anywhere. That's actually a great way to. We're coming up on time here. That's a great way to kind of wrap this up. Shout outs to Catch. Shout outs to Sneaky.
Thank you.
again, the
No,
ecosystem.
thank you for having me. Really appreciate it.
Oh, absolutely, man. No, I've been excited to speak with you. Again, CMs do a lot of the PR stuff too, especially when that role is not kind of its own thing in certain communities.
Hmm, hmm.
And so, like, just from one guy to another who's in the same spaces doing the same thing, like, it is definitely intriguing to talk to you. I got a lot of insight. So yeah, thank you for coming on. I know there was like some scheduling issues, so I appreciate you like.
No, and thank you for working with me, man. You guys have been fantastic with that. Like the energy that you guys have put out, and you yourself have put out for me, is the same that I've been able to put out for you. And honestly, it's like thank you very much for being so accommodating.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. We got to bring you back on whenever some of this alpha that we've got here
Oh
over
gosh,
this
I'm
conversation. Whenever
scared, bro. The repercussions are coming.
I hope you don't get in trouble, but whenever some of that stuff comes out, we'll have to bring you back on. We'll do a little follow up. Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it, man.
Sweet, brother. Again, thanks so much. And thank you guys for listening to another episode of the Eat An Hour podcast. And see you next week.
Peace. Thank you.